What's up, everybody? Bloodman FT here, and it's time for Persona 3 Reload Review Part 4. So, when we last left off, we were getting ready to head on summer break, summer vacation. And now we are on it. We have finished up our finals, and, we're on the ship. We're going to Mitsuru's island, her family-owned island, because, she's rich like that. So we get off the boat. We meet her father. Her father seems very cold. He doesn't really say anything. He has an eye patch. Very interesting. I'm going to try to breeze through this earlier stuff because it wasn't as important. But yeah, we meet the father. Father moves on. We pull up on the beach. Obviously, you know what's coming up because it's the beach episode. And then, here she comes. Oh, Yukari comes out. Listen, dude. I know people would go after Yukari because she's like the she's like the default love interest. I don't really care for her that much, She's like, okay, cool. She's a lot nicer than from what I remembered, FES. She seemed very mean. Like, I don't know why. She came off as more of a scumbag. And then we got Fuka, of course. Fuka is Fuka. And then, of course, I did see the screenshots of that mod. Bro, what was that mod? Who did that to Fuka, bro? That was hilarious. Alright, and then, of course, the real show, the real star comes out. Mitsuru. Is something wrong? No, not at all. That's the main star of the show. And she's so awkward, dude. She really is awkward. I remember that from, like, the T. She's hard to approach. She's so awkward. And it's charming. So yeah, beach episode. That's cool and all. Junpei asks which one I'm interested in. I obviously said Mitsuru. Gotta let him know. So we're going around the beach. We head back to the estate. And Mitsuru's father is like, bring them all here. I'm gonna tell them the truth of the Kirijo group. I'm gonna tell them everything. The Kirijo, yeah, how they got separated from the Nanjo group. So, I wonder how the Nanjo group's gonna tie in later. But he basically plays a video of Yukari's father saying it was his fault, which kind of set Yukari off. So we went and got her. It's very cool how the actual moon was in the background. It was like accurate to the 17 days. So we go to cheer her up. I think I picked the correct dialogue. This is the first Persona game where I'm not really even, like, looking at guides or anything. In other Persona games, I wanted to look at guides so I could pick the correct answer to get the best points. But it's not that I don't care, but it's that I trust myself at this point. I've played enough of them to pretty much pick up on what they want. But the big tricky one was giving her the hug. That was tricky. I sat there for a second and I was like, is this bait? Like, Yukari is kind of famous for, breaking the social link. But I did it. I freaking did it, and it was fine. It worked out. So that was cool. The girls are off in the forest chilling, and Ikitsuki calls them as like, yo, we have a tank, a military tank that we need to go recover. And then Mitsuru's like, okay, do we have permission to destroy it if we can't recover it? Kitsuki's like, I highly doubt you'll be able to destroy it. I'm like, oh crap, here we go. So they get ready, they gotta go contact us, the boys. And what are the boys doing? Well, we're picking up chicks. We're running around picking up ladies. And man, that was tough. Like, that was so cringe, bro. Every part of it was cringe. But yeah, so we're trying to pick up ladies, and then we see one on the dock, the end of the dock at the beach. And they're like, whoa, who is she? And it's quite obvious that she's important. We're like, whoa. Beautiful. So I think it was quite obvious to tell immediately that she is not entirely human. Especially the legs and feet that kind of gave it away. So we're like taking turns on who's gonna hit on her. Everyone gets shot down. And then for us, she's like, yo, it's you. But then she sees the idiots and then she runs away. We chase her down. And she comes up and hugs us, too. I was like, whoa, who is she? This is like a classic harem anime where the girl knows the guy. She's like, I've been searching for you. It gives me Heaven's Lost Property vibes, if anyone knows about that show. That's what this reminds me of. So the girls pull up, they're like, yo, we gotta go find some tank, you morons. And then Ikitsuki pulls up and he's like, yeah, that is the tank. That's her. So we get introduced, her name is Aegis. And it turns out that she is an anti-shadow weapon. So, very interesting. And I was starting to draw my own little theories, especially after Mitsuru's father showed us the video. He basically said that Mitsuru's grandfather wanted to harness time. There's time control in the personas, the shadows, I mean. And that's what he was trying to basically take advantage of. And now I'm like, okay, so time travel is introduced already, okay? So, hear me out. And I've always said this whenever it comes to time travel. Let's use an example like of the real world. Let's say, it's February 26, 2024. Let's say, February 26, 2099 is when the first ever legit time machine is invented. It works, you can consistently go to any point. Once it is created in the future, it exists at all points now. Does that make sense? It exists at all points. Alright? So hear me out. If he wanted to harness time travel, and someone was successful, it exists now. In the game, I mean. I'm not talking about in real life anymore. I mean like in the game. So my immediate theory now is possibly Pharos, the little boy. I think he's probably involved in time travel. I think he probably got sent through time somehow through the explosion. That's my prediction. Boom, you know? We'll see if I've been blessed with the prediction there. But I think Pharos absolutely has something to do with time. Because he's coming back. He's telling us of the doom approaching. He warned us of it. He knows all the events that's going to play out. He is from the future. Easily. So that's my theory with him. But yeah, we meet Aegis. I don't think she has anything to do with the future. Maybe. I think she has like the same pupils as Pharos, so maybe. But that might be a stretch. So we meet her, and honestly, once we're on the beach with her and she's like chilling with everybody, I think she's exactly who we needed. Because things were so awkward within the team, and she just brought a ray of light in. Everyone's all happy again, chilling. So she's definitely exactly who we needed in the crew. So we see Shinjo again. Shinjiro. We see Shinjiro, and the freaking creepy guy, the hippie, is like, yo, we're gonna kill C's because they're trying to get rid of our power. So I was like, oh crap. So let's see, what else? For I guess his combat. Obviously, I've had her on the team since the moment she got introduced. Her abilities look really cool on paper. So we take her into battle, and dude, she's so freaking cool. Like, look at this. Look at this crap. I always love seeing like their little awakening moment. And I love all the tiny details of her being a machine where like she's shaking and like in Turtles. It's so cool. Her persona itself looks decent. Her all-out attack looks sick. Hey, yo, look at that shot. Look at that. Yo. The roping. Very cool. She's very, very cool. I like her. I've still been using her. She's very, very valuable. Especially because of... Let me see if I can find the video. Her third G. Her third G is insane, bro. That crap is nuts. Okay, here we go. Look at that. The animation for her third G is so cool, dude. So, and then after she uses it, she goes into like an overclock mode. Can't control her anymore, but she goes absolutely nuts, and her damage is insane. The attention to detail in Reload is crazy. I love it. Those animations are just amazing, and her damage gets so crazy during that too. So yeah, we're continuing through Tartaros, of course, same as always. Nothing really changes there. At this point, we get introduced to whatchamacallit. I forgot the name of it, but it's like a red door, and we go into like a dungeon inside of Tartaros. So it's a dungeon and a dungeon, and then you get really monad doors, the monad doors. So we learn about that. That's interesting. Let's see what else. I always record like mini bosses that we do in here just in case. We reach rank 9 with Maya. Oh, also, I hit maxed intelligence. Finally. I spent so much money going to the shrine whenever I could to spend 10k, and I'd get points of my intelligence. So now that we're at max intelligence, we can start the romance with Mitsuru as soon as we start going back to school, which I'm excited for. We've been chilling with Aigis, planting, dealing with plants and stuff. Very cool. So we get alerted that there's a shadow during the half moon at the shrine. We pull up to the shrine and we see the dog, and Akihiko's like, yo, this dog soloed it. So my prediction on that front was true. The dog's a Persona user, and it'll probably be added to the crew later, because I think he's at the vet or the hospital right now. I mean, that's pretty much on theme. That should be predictable by anyone who's played 4 and 5. There is always an animal on the team. There has to be. Shoot, I'm sure Persona 6 will probably be like a bird. Or so we got a dog, and then we got a teddy bear, and then we got a cat. And next is going to be a bird. Write that down. Write that down. Atlas is like, oh crap, a bird. We gotta write it down. Okay, what else? Let's see. A lot of Dark Hour scenes. I started getting extra abilities with Yukari now, which is very, very helpful. Improvements to her healing is always welcome. Okay, let's get into the main, the grits. So, we head into like an underground facility. It seems like it was an abandoned military facility under the city. And once we enter, we finally get introduced to our... I suppose they'd be the main antagonists. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't expect fighting them to last until the end of the game, to be honest. They seem like, the side, the B plot, really.
From what we hear,
I don't think they'll last as villains. But his name's Takaya, and then the other guy's Jin. I'm gonna have to remember their names. So, they finally confront us. The red-haired girl, the goth girl, didn't show up. But these two did. They confront them, they're like, don't... They started stirring some stuff between our group. I'm not lying. He's like, if you guys do this, we're gonna lose our power. And then he's like, do you really want to lose your abilities? We're special. And he's like, if we lose it, you're gonna go back to being normal people, average nobodies. And immediately in my head, I'm like, Junpei, dude. Oh my god, we saw Junpei all worried and stuff. So they do their classic monologue, dip, lock us in, and we have no choice but to push forward and defeat the August Shadow, the boss. So we push in, and while we're running down there, I'm not gonna lie, they could have made this level way creepier. It was already kind of creepy. We're chasing after tire tracks, and then she keeps saying, oh, it's running, it's running, it's running. And she's like, it stopped and turned around. It's waiting. It's like, whoa. That has potential to be really scary. So we see it, like in the dim light down that hallway. I'm like, whoa, that's creepy. So we run up, and it's a tank. And this is interesting. Classic. I love this boss music. This boss music is great. So Fuka is reading it, and she's like, it's justice. No, it's the chariot. And I'm like, oh crap, this is like the hotel, lovers, and Hierophant. So she senses two of them. We're going in there. We're doing 0 damage. None at all. So I popped one of... I popped Aegis's... Oh, wait, hold on. Before we do that, I need to talk about an outfit that I unlocked in Tartarus. I cannot believe I forgot to talk about it. We unlocked a suit of armor, or not, not armor, just an outfit called Battle Panties. When I saw that, I was like, what? And I sat there and looked at it and I said, what? I said, what the heck is that? So, I checked to see who it's for. It's for Yukari. I put it on Yukari.
I'll hit them where it hurts.
And whoa, yo, what is this slutty outfit, bro? That crap is crazy. I mean, listen, she's not really working with much, in my opinion. I think if I install a mod, maybe that will be like way better. Because she's not really working much at all, really. But like, imagine that on Mitsuru instead. Bro, I hope there's something like that for Mitsuru. If they give it to you, they gotta do it to Mitsuru. Come on, please. That's what I want. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but that was very nice. So we fight the boss. We're doing no damage. We pop the 3rd G for I believe Mitsuru, and then the tank separates. I'm like, whoa. Or sorry, no. We pop it for Yukari, and then it's Aegis. We popped 3rd G for Aegis, and keep in mind this fight was long. I think it took me 20 minutes. Because those guys, or sorry, 15 minutes. The boss was tanky. So once we got past that first threshold, they separated. Well, they separated. So we realized, oh, it's the Justice and the Chariot combined. So it seems like we're doing a theme now to rush the plot. They're having us take out the main bosses in pairs now. So I immediately start working on Justice. After I kill Justice, Chariot repairs it and restores its 500 health. So it's like you gotta take them out at the same time. Okay, no problem. I knew it would be easy, but it was just gonna take a while because Chariot is fairly tanky. So we keep beating it up, it fuses again, that's a problem. It takes a while because I'm saving my 3rd Gs for when they separate so I can nuke them. And they separate again. We use used Mitsuru's 3rd G to separate them. And I learned that Aegis's cooldown after she uses her 3rd G is really long. Like that's actually kind of crazy. I'd never seen it before because most fights were done before that timer was like, you know, done. I had always finished a fight before her 3rd G went on cooldown. So to finish it off, we use Yukari's 3rd G. We see that amazing outfit. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Was this in like 5 at all? I know they ported a lot of outfits from 3 and 4 to 5. Sorry, they ported them from 3 and 4 to 5. But I never saw that before. I would have put that on freaking Makoto easily. So we beat the boss. Nothing too tough. Ikitsuki's chilling in the command room. We let him know about Strega, the group. He's all like, interesting. And I'm telling you, man, I still don't trust the guy. His reactions to everything are so weird. He's never really, like, surprised about anything anymore. It's like he knows. So, yeah, that's that. We wake up one more time with the Dark Hour the next day, and Pharos tells us, he remembered a little more, that the end won't be brought about by a single person in particular, but it's going to happen because many people wish for it. So I'm guessing maybe the ideals of this cult that's growing, Strega, maybe? And then he tells us something even more interesting. He said, there's one more thing I want to tell you today. Soon the flowers of poison will bloom. 3 in the rival garden and 1 in your own. So that's very cryptic, of course. But I was able to put that together pretty much immediately. The poison flowers are the 3 from Strega. Jin Takaya, something like that, his name, and then the redhead. The one flower from ours is going to be Junpei. Because as I already said, he's feeling a little inadequate. He wants to prove himself. He doesn't want to lose his powers and go back to being a normal idiot. And him thinking that way makes him more of an idiot. He's an idiot. I will not put him on the team. I don't care. My team is solid without him. But yeah. So we're going to have to get ready for a Junpei betrayal. And also they teased at it earlier before Pharos even said this. When we were watching the movie with Yukari, Yukari was like, man, getting betrayed must suck. What would you do if you got backstabbed? And the choice I picked was forgive and forget. Because I know it's going to be Junpei. I know they're putting that in front of me because Junpei's going to betray us somehow. Probably won't be super blatant, like, oh, I'm going to kill you guys. But it's going to be more like, I can see him joining Strega, which I think would really shake up the plot. If, you know, they're like, oh, we can get one of the C's members to join us, that would be huge to our cause. Because they're already putting the seeds. Like I said, flower, gardens, 2 gardens, C's and Strega. They planted a poison seed in our garden, and that seed is going right into Jim. Okay, I said it bad. The seed is not going into Jim. The seed is... Oh my god, I shouldn't have said that. The poison flower will become Junpei, okay? Because they planted the seed in him. Junpei will betray us by joining Strega. That's my prediction. But yeah, up until now, everything's been really solid. I'm not going to lie, the story has me more captivated than 4 and 5. Significantly more than 4, of course. Like, 5's was great, and it was more grounded in, like, reality with, like, corrupt adults and politicians and the way the real world works. I liked that. I thought it was very cool. But this one just hits different, man. It's so good. Oh my god, dude. And the fact that Persona 3 fans got to experience this, like, over 10 years ago, man, you guys were winning back then. I mean, I'm winning now, but, man, I'm glad I held off on FES. The moment I heard about the rumors, I dropped it, and I waited for the remake, and I'm so glad I did. But yeah, as for that, everything is great. I'm enjoying things a lot so far. Since I chose to stall and finish, I hit the barrier of Tartarus the day before this August boss. The new lair is now open, so I'm going to have to go back in and grind on that again. So that's probably what I'm going to do for now. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. And again, stand Mitsuru.